Hello, Julia.
Hi.
Hi. I contacted you because you are organizing a special Milonga next week for the benefit of Ukraine. And you have
Yes.
already organized such a Milonga, I think, about half a year ago. Correct me if
Yes.
it's
In
wrong.
November. Yes, you're
Yes, in
right.
November. So,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, I did not attend because it was full. So I missed the registration. But yeah, I'm a bit stupid with those things sometimes, or not very well planned. But I was particularly impressed by this initiative. Like you can use something like tango and the social dance for a good cause, and I have to say, like, this is a kind of charity, right? And sometimes, at least in this country, in the Netherlands, people are a bit tired of charity being like these big organizations with were very
Mm-hmm.
well paid CEOs.
Yeah.
But this is a very like grassroots type of initiative that you are a dancer and a teacher of tango, and you organize this, I think, with and for your friends in Ukraine, and I think this was very interesting. And you're now organizing a second edition next week, so I think this was a nice opportunity to talk a bit, even for people who don't live anywhere near Amsterdam. I think it might still be an interesting story. So let's talk about that today. So first, can you maybe give me like a few sentences for those who don't know you, who you are and what you do?
Yeah, sure. But first, thank you for the opportunity. It's really important for us that people, as you said, people who do not know us in person, I say us because we're organizing this with a team of people, Sebastian and Ahe, who are also tango people, let's say. And for us, it's very important not only to collect donation, but also to raise awareness of what is happening in Ukraine for people who are not involved in that or do not know us in person. So yeah, I will introduce myself. My name is
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention the other organizers, but
no,
yes,
that's fine. Thank you. So my name is Julia. I am originally not from Ukraine. I mean, I was not born there, but I am living there all my conscious life, and I have Ukrainian nationality. I was there already at the beginning of the war that happened at 2014. So for us, the war started 10 years ago, and it's still continuing. And I was back then just started to dance tango. So actually, my tango life was really connected with the first revolution and then start of the war. And for me, already tango was definitely saving my life in all this horror that happened around. The place where we can have our little bubble, where we could communicate in between like-minded people, and the amount of support we were giving to each other was really absolutely what kept me from being upset or desperate at the beginning of the war. And then when I relocated here, it happened a little bit more than 5 years ago, and also because of the tango, because I met my husband during tango festival in Odessa. Fantastic tango festival. Hopefully, we will have it again. And yeah, so after a few years of traveling back and forth, he was traveling in Ukraine, I was traveling in the Netherlands. I moved here, and since I arrived here, I should build up again all my social life, all my cultural life, let's say. And again, tango, tango saved me from being alone, from feeling like I miss my home. And I did not only join the community as a tango dancer, but I started to organize folklore lessons, peñas, because I'm absolutely in love with folklore. And then in a bit, I started to organize also tango events. And then, yeah, so my first milonga that calls El Camino did happen 23rd of February. 2022, so one day before the war started.
Oh, that's
I was
crazy.
really, and I have the picture with national dress. It was the first time in my life I did wear some national dress, Ukrainian dress, for the Milonga, and it was really coincidence. I didn't mean that. The next day the war started. So since then, at least tango activities became for me the volunteer charity project, because everything that I may have as an income from tango, I did send to support our volunteers, but I did it more kind of. I mean, I didn't want to report what I'm doing, so I did it without announcing that I'm collecting money for this or for that or for that. Then, in actually a year ago, I met Sebastian as a teacher. I mean, I did know him before, but we met as a teaching couple, and I was absolutely very positively shocked when, after the first workshop we gave together, he said, please send all the profit
Hmm.
to donations. And for me, that was really the start of great cooperation with a great person. So yes, actually, that's how the real project of Ukrainian Benefit Tango, let's say, started. Then we had the first edition you mentioned, and it was a great success, much more than we did expect, way much more. Yeah, so we were highly impressed by support from all over the country, and amount of money that we collected was enormous for this kind of event. So we did realize that people are still not aware about what is happening in Ukraine. And when we were talking, when we were explaining, when we were presenting actually the projects that we are supporting, we did have very positive reaction. Yes, I know you did ask me just to introduce myself, and
No, it's
I'm
fine.
already,
It's
I'm
fine.
already going further.
No, but that's really really interesting. And now we're talking about the first edition. So, how many people were there?
Um, we did calculate it because it was, that was the limitation of the location. We did calculate it 250 people, and we could not let enter new people before we let someone go.
Yes.
So we do believe that during the evening we had more than 260, 70 people.
Hmm.
On all in all, in total, not all together, but something like that.
Yes. And for you, it was an opportunity to explain to them like what these projects look like that you support.
Absolutely, yes,
Because
yes.
I did not know, it's probably because I wasn't able to attend, but I didn't know that you were already giving these your own like the own money you make with tango that you were I did not know that. So it's not only the milonga itself, but you've been doing that for a longer time, like the support.
Yes, and as I said, we did not make it public because, all this story we have to report, we have to give all numbers to people. Instead, we prefer to do it more local, because it was always helping or supporting our tango friends in Ukraine that I know in person, and a lot of my tango friends are now at the front line. So we were sending money very um, personally, not to the organization, not to the project, but to the people.
Yeah, so are you able to say something about these tell me about the projects you're supporting, where you just said it's not a project, but the people. Can you tell me
Yes.
something about that?
Now, if we are talking about current Milonga that will happen, or in general about current.
First about yeah, maybe this the previous edition or in general, yes.
Mhm,
Because
mhm,
we'll talk a bit about this, the coming edition after this.
mhm. So the first Milonga was dedicated to support two projects. One is that we will support this time as well. It's tango couple Mick and Julia, also known as international DJs. You may even know them, I think. And they are supporting volunteer projects that are sending medications and life-saving tools to frontline. Actually, we have the report in our previous event and this event, what exactly they did buy with money we sent them. And second project was rebuilding of destroyed houses. It's actually a huge organization, non-tango related, but previous time we decided to support that direction as well, because one of the person of our team was volunteering there. He was in Ukraine, and he did suggest us to support that direction as well. But yeah, so previous time it was these two projects.
Yes, and can you tell me a bit about the coming edition, about what's coming next week?
Mm-hmm. Next week we will support Mick and Julia project as well. So it would again be medication life-saving tools. And second project this time we added, coordinated by Natalia Shilova, who is organizing festivals in Ukraine. My favorite festival, to be honest. And she is coordinating now charity organization that is producing drones in Ukraine that actually much cheaper than to buy them from Europe or States. So actually that would be our second project. So this time we're focusing 100% on defense.
Okay.
That unfortunately needed the most at the moment.
Yes, because it's really tough at the moment. So I can understand
Exactly.
this decision.
Exactly, and that was the reason we decided to make the second edition. It was not, sorry to say, it wasn't because we wanted to have more fun, but it's really very, very radical necessity. So, and the first we felt and saw the project that need our very urgent help, and then we decided to organize the second edition.
Yes. So can you tell me a bit about the second edition as a milonga? So what is going to happen? Who are the DJs? Well, what
Sure.
day is
Sure.
it, of course? I mean, I will add a poster like the
Mhm.
information to the video,
Mhm.
but I think it would be nice to hear a bit about this from one of the organizers.
Yeah, sure. So 7th of April in Amsterdam, at the location where El Cielo is taking place usually, we will reorganize the space to make it really huge. So we'll have more than enough space for dancing. Second part of the location we will use for present Ukrainian culture. That another idea we are really happy about. Our idea to present not only Milonga as it is Milonga, but to go deeper into Ukrainian culture. So we'll have one space of the big El Cielo location with Ukrainian food and Ukrainian souvenirs, and I will make post coming days to present the stories by whom made these souvenirs. Little spoiler, one of how to say, so we'll have few people who are presenting their souvenirs or handmade things, Ukrainian things. One of them would be made by a woman, mother of my tango student, who is living in Kharkov currently. And she is making all this actually to collect money for her family members who are now at the front line. So the person who is living in Kharkov, constantly bombarded, having not enough time to sleep, barely have electricity or water. She's producing these masterpieces to support people who are at the front line. For me, it's something, if I will ever talk about Ukrainian spirit, I cannot express it better. So that's the spirit. Yes, so we'll have this time, and Milonga itself will have two fantastic DJs. It's Ahe and Sachan. We'll have 7 hours of dancing. This time we will not have musical intermezzo as we had the previous time, so we will keep all cultural activities in different part of the location to keep tangueros to dance as much as possible to enjoy the music and Ukrainian culture this time.
Yes, yes. So you really want people to also understand a bit more about like Ukrainian culture and like I think it's really interesting to have this food and the souvenirs that you mention and to know that these are actually things that have a story. Like they're not just random. They really have a meaning. And yeah, it's a way to create a solidarity beyond borders. I think that's how you could summarize it, right?
Absolutely, yes, you're absolutely right. And Ukrainian food would be made by two amazing women. They are refugees, temporary, I hope. So it's everything really meant to present how Ukrainian people are helping Ukraine, even being far away.
Yes, yes, yes. So that's really beautiful. And like I said, I think it's really important that people understand how people are suffering from this war, and like in their daily lives, you can just follow the headlines, but it's really interesting to understand how this is impacting actual people in another country, and even here, those like you who live in this country, but who really suffer from this war as well, because it just it's just really sad. And yeah, I think it's a really good initiative what you're doing, and
Mm.
I'll definitely be there. Yeah, just one last question. Will there be like limited spots this time, or is it unlimited? Or
No, this time without registration. First of all, we do not have limitation from the location itself. Second, as I said, we'll have two big spaces and it would be spread so people can dance with big amount of couples at the dance floor. Other people can have chats, food, drinks, just enjoy the party. So this time, no registration needed.